All right. Here we go. It's that time of the year. Behold, I've got my Christmas tree up and moved the amps over. So they're going a little bit farther over. I actually took all the cabinets that were on this wall because they were kind of eating up random floor space, you know. And I took those cabinets and I put them on this wall over here. So today is a fun day that we will have where I'm going to build presets in the Fractal AM4 and you guys are going to choose what we build. So let's get started. Audio is not good. Oh no. What about now? Do we have a better audio now? This is audio test number 2. Audio test number 2. Are we good? All right. Yeah, sorry. I had my sample rate at the wrong sample rate. Let me start that over then in that case. Maybe we can trim the front of that later. I don't know. 'Tis the season, as what I was saying. We've got the old Christmas tree up, and I moved all the amps over this way, and I put the cabs on the wall that's on this wall over here. And today, I want to do a couple of things. I want to let you guys choose what kind of patch we build in the AM4. So you guys can be like, hey, build a so-and-so patch, or build this kind of patch, or show me how to get this kind of thing. And we'll attempt to do it. I don't know what kind of success rate we'll have, but we'll attempt to do it. The other thing is what I want to do is mention that the patches we build will be in multiple places. I might just give away one if you sign up for my email list or something like that. All my patrons are going to get these patches before anybody. And then these patches will be for sale in my store, on my online store at andywoodmusic.com. So let's start off. I'm working on a little something for the holiday seasons, and I'm getting it laid out. It's a complicated thing, but I'm going to start with a Steve Morse patch, and that's what I'm going to choose. And then we'll go to what you guys want. I'm already seeing Eric Johnson. It takes 2 seconds, and you guys are like, Eric Johnson, do the Eric Johnson thing. I love it. EJ's a hero, right? Steve Morse is a hero. A lot of people ask me like all the time, like, what are the main cats? You know, what are your main guys? And like, if we just assume that Jeff Beck, Hendrix, and Van Halen and Jimmy Page are on everybody's Mount Rushmore, like that's the universal one. That's everybody, mine included. If we have a Mount Rushmore that pertains only to me, like just my Mount Rushmore, it would be Eric Johnson, Steve Morse, Brent Mason, Tony Rice. Let's put Tony on an acoustic Mount Rushmore. It would be Dan Huff. So my electric Mount Rushmore that's mine would be EJ, Steve Morse, Brent Mason, and Dan Huff. Like those are the guys. Okay, so first off, some of you guys that have the VP4 and the AM4, I want you to know that if you want to mute the tuner to where it automatically mutes, open up the tuner and then go over to page right, all the way to the right. This is something my friend Cooper Carter told me how to do. And you can turn the menu to where the tuner automatically mutes out when you start, right? So this is just like, this is one of the patches that I had from the last time we were together, which was last week. And last week I had my Sir Woodshed compressor in front of the AM4. And I don't know if that level's too loud or not, but... I don't have the compressor on. So let's start from scratch. These settings that you see in the AM4 edit menu right now, AW Lone Star, AW High Gain, AW Temu Brent, I forgot we did the Brent one. These are all designed to have the Woodshed compressor. That's right, the Woodshed compressor in front of it. First things first, let me show you how to copy and paste something. Yeah. I'll discard that. Okay, so let's go to the high gain block right here. And we're going to go up to preset, and we're going to save a copy of this. And let's save it down here in the Z's. Maybe Z4 for the most gain. Yeah, save that to Z4. Yeah. Okay. So we've got some amp, some chorus, and some delay in here. And I don't have no idea what we did. But there's some interesting things that a lot of people were complaining about. And yeah, I use the word complaining. I would almost use the word belly aching. And here's the other thing. I'm sounding like a hater. I feel spicy today. If you don't know what you're talking about, don't immediately jump into a video's comments section and be like, oh, it's only got 4 blocks. Durr. That's really annoying because I'm not trying to white knight for Fractal or any other piece of gear. But to say that this only has 4 blocks is super misleading. And it's because I'm looking at the front of this. In the input, you have your noise gate, so you don't need a block there. In the amp, you have the amp and the cabinet and boosts and all of this. You've got room so you can fake a reverb in the cabinet. So you got like 3 or 4 blocks just in the amp block, right? So by the time you get done with your signal chain, it's not like, oh, it's only got 4 blocks, it can't do anything. That just makes it sound like, A, you're helpless. B, you don't have the patience to learn how to use a piece of gear, and you need somebody to hand it to you. And nothing drives me crazier than having to have somebody be spoon-fed. You know what I mean? Like, you open up, here comes the airplane. Like, we all hit walls. We all get frustrated in our playing. We all get frustrated with gear at different points in our career, our playing. Even if it's a hobby level, we buy something and it's frustrating. But look, make sure you're pushing yourself to the limits to understand what you've got, right? Like, you can't just throw any old average person behind the wheel of a Formula One car and expect them to do well. They're not going to know the limits. They're not going to know anything about it, right? They're going to turn the daggum thing on. A lot of the gear that I like personally, has a lot of editing and a lot of things that you can do, which means you've got to take a little bit of time to learn how to use it. Now, I'm not old man yelling at the cloud, but for God's sakes, don't just be so naive or cynical to think that, oh, it's only got 4 blocks. Like, get in here and look at this thing. So let's turn off the delay. We're going to turn that off. We're just going to start with an amp. This is let's try to build a Steve Morse type of thing. Okay. So first things first, Steve uses the what do you call them? The Engel amplifiers, ENGL. Let's start there. And I think they're called angles in here. ANGs, is that what they're called? Or power? Yeah, angle severe. So I bet that might be what we're looking for right there. Also, there's something called energy ball. Yep, there it is. And I think there's a power ball as well. Not like the lottery. You're not gonna win the lottery with this. You gotta put your hard-earned money on the line. Okay, so Powerball doesn't look like it's on AM4. Or it could be called something else. So let's just compare right now the Engel. Oh, Energy Ball, Euro Blue. Okay, Energy Ball is the Engel, and then the other one is Angle Severe. So let's compare these two. Let's start with Angle Severe. All right, so that's got the juice. Let's just crank the overdrive to stun. And then let's check out the cab. Let's pull the gain back. Yeah, that's rocking. Let's check the cab here. So on this, a cabinet that I really have a lot of good luck with is this US MC90 cabinet right here. It's got that that thing that I notice in Steve's tone that's like kind of that woody kind of flavor. So this microphone's the most powerful thing you can have on it. And I hope you guys see what I'm working with in the menu up there. I'm moving this condenser mic around. I'm just going to hit a chord and move it around and let you hear it, right? See how much tone there is right there before you even start messing with the EQ section? Like that right there is starting to sound pretty close to Steve already, right? What's the lick? Oh, no, it's not right. So, like, that's already starting to sound pretty good. You know, it's kind of... Yeah, that's starting to like really rock, you know, right there. I feel like that sounds good. So that cabinet and that mic is kind of doing its thing. What we can do though is we can go into extras and add any kind of boost. Right here, you see the boost there. If we wanted it, you know, we don't need that. I don't think this tone needs it actually at all. But let's just for fun, let's mess with the room level. I mean, brother, come on. I mean, that's rocking, dude. That's rocking. I'm getting a little bit of chirp on the top of the pick notes, but that's okay. You know, it's like it's like I actually prefer this room level thing to a reverb a lot of the times, because this just makes it sound like you're in room in it. Man, that sounds. God, but come on! If you can't get it done with that, brother, you can't get it done. Let's go up to the EQ now. Put the gain at noon just for fun. Let's just see what happens if we use Steve Morse's advice. He said if you can't buy his signature amp and put everything on 6 and it not sound good, then you have a problem. Hey, he's right. I mean, listen at that. I mean, it's actually a little bit heavy on the gain, but that's okay. It's kind of Petrucci-esque too, right? I mean, that's kind of ripping, right? Like, I mean, isn't that nice? I think it's clean sounding too, right? It's like we haven't even done anything. What's great is we got that noise gate on the front end. That's the volume wide open on the amp. I mean, like, what else do you really do to this? Let's put some stereo delay in there. Let's put that dual delay on. You guys know I love that sound. We'll pull the mix down too. nice and percussive too, like kind of sick sounding. Let's see if there's any kind of modulation we can get going on. There's a little bit of mod already in there. I mean, we could get a little bit more delay. I might have the gate a little tight because some of that tapping stuff. The tapping's a little, so we maybe need to address that noise gate. Let's check that input and see how tight that is. Open that up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. That I can already feel in the strings. It feels better. So the top end's got a little bit of that. Let's pull some of that down. Probably in the cabinet block, in the high cut. Let's start pulling stuff around 10. Yeah, that sounds nice right there. That was it. Yeah, I feel like that's starting to be a little bit better on that top. Maybe even in the top. Let's just pull the treble back to noon. Maybe a little less treble to be a little more Morse-like. Maybe a little bit more now. Maybe the overdrive up and the treble back. I'm gonna hit that tuner one more time too, right? So you see how quickly you can start building patches in this stuff. I mean, and this is, you know, I haven't had a chance to sit down with the Line 6 Stadium. I know that thing just came out, and I have to say that Rhett Schull was posting some stuff that was crazy. He had all kinds of stuff going in his setup that just sounded nutty. If you guys are interested in the guitar, you know, and I see some comments over there in the chat, it's really hard to get these. These are only 100 units. There's 100 in the orange and there's 100 in the red. And right now at Open Chord in Knoxville, Tennessee, they have a red and an orange in stock. So if you're looking and you can't seem to find one, they have one of each in stock. Tell them that I sent you, and they will hook you up. Let's pull that gate up just a little bit, right? Let's address that top end in the cabinet one more time. Oh, pulling that high. Let's pull it back down. Maybe around 9. That's the sweet spot right there. That feels good. pull some mix up. And now we're starting to really tell. The low end's a little dumpy. Just a little bit dumpy. Let's pull that low cut up. Maybe about 30. I don't remember the pedal steel lick. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's rocking. Okay, we'll try to do an Eric Johnson one next. This feels really good for Steve, though. Not that he uses chorus, but what does that sound like? Yeah. Are you kidding me? That sounds freaking awesome. Are you kidding me? That sounds freaking good. Let's pull some delay up. Okay, let's just say this. A Wood Morse. Yeah. Shoot, yeah. It's good. We'll say that down there. What axe effect unit are you using? This is the AM4. And if you look in the menu, how simple it is, freaking awesome. I mean, I love this thing. It's really, really great. Okay, so let's try to do an EJ thing. All right, I think that. Let me go up to the chat and see who wanted what. Let's go to the first one. Always Eric Johnson. What kind of patch? Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson. All right, the first 5 requests are freaking Eric Johnson. Okay. So what I like to do instead of always starting from 0 is, I mean, we could start from 0. Let me just show you what that would look like. Let's go here. There ain't nothing in that thing. We're definitely going to need a tube driver. Boop. We're going to need amplifier because amp. In a perfect world, we're going to have some Echoplex. And then if we're going to be like the album, you got to remember plate reverb is on the album. That's not in Eric's rig. Look, I mean, I can't stress this enough. Eric's rig does not have a reverb unit in it. He gets his reverb on the albums, studio post, somehow. So let's turn that off. Let's find our delay because it won't take long. Analog, stereo. Do we have anything that says Echoplex? Stereo tape delay? I mean, is tape delay Echoplex? Right? Let's just put that on. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm going to turn the drive off for now. All right. We need a Marshall. Also, Eric's Marshalls are not jumped. They're with a Y cable. So I know that in the AM4, they don't have that. How are we going to work around it? Here's the 59 Super Lead, right? SLP, super lead. That's it, right? Plexi. I mean, Plexi jumped. Jumped is not, I mean, like the Plexi jumped is going to be too much gain. That's not going to be right. Shoot. Normal input, you think? Let's start with the jumped. It's going to be too much. Also, Eric's settings are like all barely on. So let's start in here like that. And then let's get the cabinet. 60s, yeah. Condenser. He has his cabinet a little bit farther, his mic a little bit farther back. Let's start there. Also, we're not going to be able to do it with this. Let's hit the tuner. And we'll swap an orange guitar for an orange guitar. This is the most Eric Johnson sounding ride that I have. It's this bad boy. Okay. Come on. Yep. Hope everyone's excited for the holidays. It's stressful. It is. This is the first year with my grandmother just passed, and it's the first year where it just feels a little bit more lonely than normal. It sucks, you know. But I hope everyone's excited for the holidays. You know, we definitely got so many great memories with Annie and Grampsy. Let's see where we're at. Pretty far off. We are not close. I knew this Plexi's not going to be the answer. It's not. You can't do it with the Plexi. At least I find that you can't. Let's try just the normal input. That's going to be closer right there. Pull these back. Let's pull this thing back. Might be the normal input, right? Bottom in it. That's a moderately decent place to start. Let me just see what other cabs we got in here. Yeah, I mean, that's really it, right? That's really the one you want to use. Okay. Let's tube drive this bad boy. Eric used a 3 knob. Is that right? We need to go to expert edit. Is it on? No. There we go. Yeah. Expert edit, please. Tone controls down, as always. Eric ran those controls down. Little gainy. Getting there. Let's put this at like 400, and then let's bump it at 400, right? Almost. All right, getting closer. That's close on the drive. Let's go back to the amp block. Got to get in the weeds on these boys. You got to really get in here and mess with this. Off, 0. Where's expert edit? Okay. Bright cap's important, right? Better, warmer. There's still just a little bit of rattiness in there that I don't like. That's nice. It's getting better. The amp's got to be smooth, right? Like, that's the thing. That amp's got to be kind of smooth. John's saying, so you're saying it's a job editing? I'm saying it's a job sounding like Eric Johnson. I mean, that's what the problem is. It's not editing. As you can tell, editing is very easy. It's a problem sounding like Eric Johnson. Also, Ear is saying Eric uses a combination of Fender Marshall head cabs depending on dialing. They're not ever on at the same time. That's a misconception. Eric only uses one. He uses the Fenders in stereo for clean, or he uses the Dumble or the Two Rock or any of that, or he uses the Marshall. He's never using all three of those at the same time, right? The string skipping's not that bad. If you play a lot of fiddle tunes and stuff, that's actually quite natural. I wonder if we'd have better luck with the 4 knob. Let's try it. It's a little more velvety, isn't it? Yeah, the 4 knob is more velvety. Let's pull both these controls back. That's getting closer. Let's see if we can just ease the gain up to get the violin thing. Yeah, that's getting a little closer, right? Let's see if we can just ease this gain up. You can't. The level makes it sound weird. Let's see if we can do it in the gain. Okay, we're getting closer. Let's sneak in the reverb. Eric is a plate reverb kind of guy. Gold plate's my favorite. Let's see what we got. And we'll get that delay in a second. That's right. I mean, it's starting to fool my ear a little bit. We got to squeeze a little more gain from somewhere. I think the verb can come up a little bit. That's starting to cook. Let me cook, boys. Let me cook. It sounds more like the Tones era, the early stuff. Is that preset called the EJ preset? It's called We're Working on It by request. The crowd wanted it, so we're going to do it. Let's see if we can squeeze out some more. You got to be easy with that gain. Ooh, you got to be easy with it. Let's see if we can get a little bit more out of here. Yeah, it sounds more like the early era, right? So basically we're at a point where I need a little more gain from somewhere without changing the amp, because the amp's starting to sound right. That's about how, I mean, like Eric doesn't have his amps crazy driven. I made a, I see Ear L. Cole is asking for a Brent Mason tone. We made one last week, and I've still got it in here. Maybe we can get that out in a second. Let's just check a couple of other tube drivers, just in case. Yeah, I'm trying to make the preset without any outside pedals. I would typically just turn on the Woodshed compressor for this. This is starting to sound pretty tasty. Give me a minute. Ironically, I think the 5-knob tube driver sounds the most like Eric. Yeah, I mean, this is getting close. I think that the 5-knob, even though that's not actually what he used, I think this sounds the most like Eric. It's got that woodiness on the low end. Yeah, this is getting closer. Messing with this right here is kind of getting the secret. We're doing it. We're doing it right now. It's happening. Let's see what moving the mids does. Man, mid's got to be there. See what moving the top does. It's like moving the treble up, but moving the high cut down is pretty clutch. Yep. That's doing it. Let's go back to just the main controls. This is sounding close. Okay, we're starting to get close to the king right here, you know. No compressor right now. We're doing everything raw dogging it. Boys, it's getting close. She's getting close. I think the time we need to adjust. Let's move that time to 375. See what happens. Let's move the feedback to 30. Boys, it's getting close. 400. What's the lick? Something like that. This is close. This is about as close as we can do in about 15 minutes. I could stay with my face this close to it and try to squeeze another 8%. Yeah, it's really close though. I feel like that's really good. Let's just say this is EJV1. Saved. Boom. Done. So, in a perspective here, just being aware of some of the things that EJ does is really important in building this. One, the reverb is post, like as if it was off of a console or outboard gear. Two, the actual way to run the amp is not available in the Fractal, which is you run it with a Y cable. And somebody was such a turd ball last week, and I forget who it was. And if you're in the room, I still want to be friends with you, but you were still a turd ball last week because I said, I realize not everybody's got Eric Johnson's amp, right? And he said, oh, way to stroke your own ego. I mean, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, what a douchebag. Because it's not about stroking my own ego. I'm not Eric Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Anyways, he was such a turd, and I was like, you know what? This is when people ask me about comparing things, I want to be accurate as I could possibly be. And when people say, well, that's not what a 69 Plexi sounds like. That's not how Eric Johnson runs it. That's not blah, blah. I'm like, yes, it is. Right there it is. It used to belong to him, and I've stood next to his amps several times now in my life on stage, jamming together, and I know how he runs his stuff, right? He's always tinkering, and there's moments in time where things change, and this might be this on this day, and this might be that on another day, but in general, there's certain things he adheres to. Now, what's important to me is like, yeah, I'm aware there's not that many amps that Eric owned that everyone in the world can go buy. Secondly, they're expensive. So there's that. But if we have access to something like the AM4 that's $640, can we get it 65% close to his tone? Yeah, you can. It'll get 65% close, Hell, I think if you sit here long enough and you A-B them, you could get even closer, right? I think that's a beautiful thing about this stuff. And I like doing these live streams, hanging out with you guys because we all kind of are fans of guitar and are fans of, chasing this Arthurian legend stuff around. It's also important to form your own voice, That's why I make records and do my thing too, is like, I'm going to go on stage. I'm not going to use Eric Johnson's gear, and I'm not going to use Eric Johnson's tone. I'm not going to use Brent Mason's. There's going to be plenty of things that I steal from them, and you're going to hear plenty of licks, but it's not going to be the same thing. Somebody asked about the Steve Morse tone. We just did that a few minutes earlier. Okay. Let's jump to another tone and let you guys choose. I'm going to hit the chat room right quick. Let's just see what you guys. Okay, hit some chat right here. everything sounds good because goated song. I guess it was during Desert Rose, right? Like that's it. This is AM4, yeah. I think that. So here's a great question. This is Satyam Sucks at Guitar. I love your name. It's so good. He says, so for EJ Tone, the gain doesn't come much from the amp itself. No, it doesn't. The guys that have been to Woodshed, my Woodshed weekend event. Right now, by the way, we're running a special. If you want to sign up for next year's Woodshed Guitar Experience, the lineup's going to be announced soon. And we're doing a $500 discount just right now for the holidays. So if you want to come to next year's Woodshed Guitar Experience, sign up right now, get $500 off just for the for this time of year, like for the holidays. That said, at Woodshed, a lot of guys are in the room that went to the event when we had Eric, and they'll vouch for you. As he was turning things on individually, it was amazing at how low gain the actual amp was. The amp's not blowing fire at all. Eric's getting his tone from like building. He had a great way of wording it. It was like the sum of all the parts. He was like, it was like the final product means more than any one thing. And at Woodshed, he wasn't even using a tube driver. He was using 2 Zen drivers. So those things are great too. And maybe we could have some luck messing with the Zen driver in this setting, but I think we're not going to do that. We're going to AC/DC tone. Okay. Let's try to do an AC/DC tone. Let me make sure I save the EJ tone. Because it is good. Hey, just for fun before we jump off of it. I mean, God, it sounds good. Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. Okay, whatever. Let's hit the tuner. Let's grab another guitar. The closest thing I have to an SG is this old Murphy Lab Les Paul. So let's check that out. All right. The Murph. I love this guitar. My guitar tech, John Cooper, is one of my favorite people in the world. He really is. I love that dude. But he's a really patient man. He can put up with my neurosis better than most, for sure. And he can really tolerate my horse crap. So, John, I said, I want to try the wraparound thing. Wrapping over the bridge. And I really like it. Man, it makes the guitar slinky. I use 10s. And with the wraparound with 10s, makes it feel like 9s. It's crazy. I mean, that's freaking. Let's see what it sounds like on the EJ sound. Way more output. Yeah, it's like crazy. Okay, so let's go to a blank spot. Let's just choose this X1. And we're going to go to an amp. And we're going to go to a cab, which we have. I don't think we need anything else right now. One of the things that's interesting is there is a certain, and you saw me just pull in this compressor block. We're going to turn that off. With the AC/DC tones, and let's just say specifically the Angus tones, there is a wireless unit that Angus really loved the preamp in it. And it compressed the tone a little bit. It added a little bit of gain. And this is pretty widely known. One of the ways that I've found that can kind of emulate that in any modeler, if you have a Line 6 or a Kemper or a Fractal or whatever, is using a compressor block and messing around with that, right? And using that in front of the Marshall sound. So let's try to find our Marshall first, because if it's Angus, it's going to be the Marshall thing. So it's not really there yet. Put that room mic in there. I know Mutt Lang liked his room mics. Okay, K Sharp 10, he says, yeah, that unit, it kind of looks like a load box, but it's a compressor and something else. K Sharp, I'm not going to disagree with you, but I am going to say yes and that means that it doesn't look like a load box. That's those housings that they fabricated. It's actually just in the wireless, and they take them out of the wireless and put them in those fake housings, which is kind of a cool trick. Let's move this microphone around so we get a little sweeter sound. I always kind of test it with the big gun riff. Move that a little bit more. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go back up to the amp. Is it the Plexi? You know, that's the question. I mean, it's like, you know, the old Angus thing, right? Is anybody have Angus's amp settings? Let's look them up on the old internet real quick. I got people hitting me up. They're wanting me to do their album stuff and hit the overdubs, and I need to, but I haven't. Angus Young Marshall settings. Let's see if we can find an image here that'll get us. Those don't look right. But I guess it is. Let's see what this says. 3, 6, and 8. Yeah, is that it? Let's just check a couple more. See if we can find an official one. AC/DC control settings on Angus Young's Marshall. So it's not jumped. It's just in the high input. It's 3 on the presence. 1 on the bass. 4 on the mids. 6.5 on the treble. This is what it's from Premier Guitar. So apparently this is his settings. So let's see what we got. It's a little gainy, but you know, we'll get there. I wonder if we could graphic EQ it, turn this on, shape it a little bit, put some of this oomph in it. Okay, getting there. Let's go back to the amp and let's go to the expert thing. Let's see if we've got a like a sub. I'm missing some of that sub low end. Did he have a fat switch or anything on his amps, or were they stock? That's not it. That's too mid-rangey. It's a super bass. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Bonus points to Kev Jr. Let's see if we can find us a super bass. That's the thing, is the Plexi's making it not sound right. Super bass. What do they call the super bass in this thing? What is the super bass in this bad boy? Okay, let's do fractal super bass and see what it is. Here we go. Let's see. Change the tone stack to the JTM5 tone stack. That did it. Okay. Let's see what we got. It's Pandora's box on this stuff when you start looking through it on the internet. Super bass, the fractal Marshall super bass, and see what they call it. I was just wondering if it was in here. Braxel saying, problem with old Marshall, not any two sound exactly the same. Bingo. Yeah, bingo. I'm not sure that there is a super bass model in the fractal. That's the thing, right? Yeah, so it looks like people are taking the super lead and changing the tone stack to the JTM, right? So let's try that. Let's go back to the super lead, which is what? This one right here. 1959 SLP treble input. What were those EQ settings, guys? Did anybody remember what they were? They were kind of low. I know this was at 1. What were those settings? Yeah, here we go. I got it. The presence is at 3. And then the middle's at 4. Okay. Treble's at 6.5. Okay. That's got a little bit more of the curve, of the EQ curve, doesn't it? I mean, it sounds more like it. We're missing some of that oomph, though. It's closer with that, isn't it? Yeah. So we just need some oomph. We need like a depth kind of thing. Let's see if it's in here. Put this room level up. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yeah. A little bit chunkier on that graphic. Let's try that. Too much. Easy. Yeah, that's getting closer. There's a little poke somewhere. Not there. Not you. Not you, 500. Is it you, 1K? No. A Thunderstruck riff sounds close with it. Let's pull the gain back on the amp and try to hit the front of it with a compressor. All right. There it is, the rock guy compressor. You can hear it. You can friggin' hear it right there. Let's go back to the amp. That's getting it right there. Let's go into the cabinet, move the mic a little bit. Little bit more gas on the amp. Yeah, that's getting closer. This is about as close as we can get in just a few minutes, you know. I think moving the mic around's got a lot to do with it, though. Yeah, that's rocking right there. I'm getting that mic. Let's go back into that graphic and just take a little bit of that 8K out. I think at this point we're hearing my guitar, we're hearing a Les Paul more than we're hearing an SG, really. I mean, that graphic really helps give it that oof. I mean, yeah, we really need an SG to do this. We really need an SG. That's okay. This is close, though. Especially when you do this. Yeah, there's definitely an upper mid thing that I'm hearing, too, that needs to be, hey, you know what? Why don't we just do this? Why don't we pull in a parametric EQ and do it that way? Let's see if we can just do that like that. Let's say it's probably one of these guys, and let's make the Q really narrow. And just sweep it. That's better. Let's widen that Q. Nope. definitely down there. Here's without it. Maybe not so extreme. And let's take some top, super top, like this stuff, and let's change that to blocking. Yeah, it's better. I think at this point we're hearing the mids of a Les Paul, and I really need an SG to do this proper, but we'll save it. Thunderstruck is what it sounds the most like out of all of his tones. So Thunderstruck, cool. Especially, yeah, just when you do the... Yeah, I mean, I think that's close right there. Cool. All right. Nice. Try to wipe these strings down. Answer some questions real quick. So you guys can tell just, I mean, how powerful this little unit is when you got that AC/DC thing happening with 3 blocks, you know. Let's save that. So we got an EJ, a Steve Morse, and an AC/DC, which is killer, you know. Let's, yeah. All right. Yeah. It's close. It's got that crang. Misha next, Huff cleans. Yeah, well, the mid, when I'm looking for, so this is for Kaboom 22. When I'm looking for mid-range, I rarely focus on numbers. I grab a cue, you know, the cue of the shape of the mid. I'll grab that to where it's kind of specific. It's not like one of these. It's kind of like this. And I'll just slide it back and forth till it sounds right. It's easier for me when it's going in extreme sweeps like that. I go, oh, that's it right there. Pull that down. Your ears, after all that tone matching, have to feel weird. No, honestly, they don't, because I wasn't comparing them directly to an album. We were just free shooting. We were free range chicken there for a minute. Speaking of, hang tight. Got some Christmas goodies here. These are in stock. I have a box here, but if you order, they'll come, you know, drop shipped. Number 1, this is the album. Pretty killer. She's cool looking. The Charisma album cover. Awesome. Love it. Love to see it. Second one, the Charisma Marshall. Super fun. Oh, yeah, there we go. Love that. I wanted shirts that just looked good, that didn't have like Andy Wood all over it. But if you look down in the amp, it's got like, the amp's got my signature on it instead of Jim Marshall's signature. And it says Andy Wood Lead Series 2025. Yeah, pretty fun. And then we've got other Christmas goodies. This one's the headstock. It's just classy. There we go. Nice headstock t-shirt there. 2 more. No, 1 more. Yeah, the tube, like a valve and an amplifier is pretty cool. And then this one. This is probably my favorite. This is just a free range chicken. He's got his hat on. He's pretty awesome. Look at that guy. He's ready to party. Yep, that's for the Christmas season. Festivus for the rest of us. There's a 20% discount right now. Okay? 20% off on all the goodies on the website. So we've saved some tones here on the AM4. Patreon members are going to get these tones we made today. I'm just going to upload them for Patreon members, but they'll be for sale in a pack. And then there's backing tracks, lessons, tabs, transcriptions. I mean, golly dang, we got everything on there. We got obviously all the digital products like the Axe Effects stuff, but t-shirts, hoodies, hats, all that goodies is at andywoodmusic.com. So Chuck will put the link in there. If you go today, anytime this week, you'll get 20% off, which is awesome. If you enjoy what we do and you enjoy what we got, that's the kind of stuff that helps us move the ball forward and spend money on cameras and, stuff to experiment with. So, yeah, Timothy, the tube t-shirt's awesome. I really wanted to just have shirts that just, it's like when you see a Gibson shirt, it's kind of classy, simple. This one's got the Firebird logo on the back. I don't know if you can see it, but that's why I got it. I thought it was awesome. So, yeah, Brian Robinette, what hangers are you using for the AW Sir guitars? These are these hangers that you can screw in and they'll clamp to anything. They're called Coda Grip. Coda Grip is what I'm using. Let me put that in there. Coda Grip is that. So yeah. Steve Stewart, let's hear a Zach preset. We're going to have to do it next week because we're running out of time and I got a lot to get done. I'm drowning in work. We've got a huge show for all my friends that are close to Tennessee. We've got a almost sold out Bijou, December 12th. Incredible band, incredible production. The Bijou Theater, beautiful theater, 100 years old. Doing my solo stuff, doing the music from Charisma and Junktown, and some special guests. Gonna look out for that. And that's it. That's at the Bijou. So, Bijou December 12th. Is there any other housekeeping, Chuck? Any other housekeeping I gotta watch out for? Kind of did the spiel on the Patreon. If you like what we do and you want to join us every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we do a live Zoom masterclass. So you get to join in on the call, hang out, great group of dudes there. So make sure to go over to patreon.com, get signed up for those masterclasses because they're a lot of fun, man. We have a big time. Templar Guitar says, Andy, please stick around. We'll hang for a minute. We'll hang for just a minute. Anything else here? Hold on. On Shoot to Kill, missing those old greenback 25s. Yeah, it is the greenbacks for sure. Let me just I'm checking the chat here, see what's going on. A lot of people being nice today. Thank you. A lot of people saying thanks for taking the time to do these live streams. I appreciate you guys. And if y'all keep coming and hanging, I'll keep doing them, Also, if y'all have topics that you want for the live streams, obviously my Patreon members get first dibs on topics, which is a lot of the reason we've been doing this. People have been interested in this. But if you guys have topics, make sure to sign up at the email list. Go to the website and sign up. And, yeah. A couple of people saying surprised that the settings are so low. Yeah, most of the guys that we talk about, you're talking Nuno and Angus, EJ, they don't run the settings way loud. They run the amp loud. The amp performs differently, especially Marshalls. My settings are really low too. It's like the EQ settings low and then crank the amp up, get it loud. Yeah. Sass Char says, hey, Andy, I think EJ used the Zen drive and a Dover drive at Woodshed. Thank you. He did use the Zen drive and the Dover drive. Thank you for jogging my memory. Anything else? I'd like to see Luke's late 80s tone. Yeah, we could do that next time. The balance tone. Okay. People are saying, why would I get the VP4? if the AM4 exists. Here's why. AM4 does not have the horsepower to allocate for the amp blocks and pedal and cabs and for the big boy effects. We're talking the pitch block. Pitch block is a CPU hungry mother trucker. So if you want the balanced tone, you need the AM4 and a VP4 or an FM9 or an FM3. That's the 90s Van Halen thing. We can fake it in here, but it's faking it. You really want the pitch block to do the balance wet, dry, wet thing. Anything else in here? Have you tried it through an amps power amp or a tube power amp? No, I've not, but I do love this. And this is a non-paid endorsement here. I'm not on the payroll with this company. I love Seymour Duncan. But I'm not on the payroll with Seymour Duncan. They have got a product called the Power Station, and it's a little power amp that you run your modelers into. I love it. It's incredible. It sounds so good. I'm such a fan. So instead of using an amplifier's effects return, which you can do, I would recommend that Power Station because it's stereo. And you can go into a stereo cab, or you can go to 2 cabs, be like, super 3D. Kev Jr. says 48 age. I'm not 48. That's older than I am. I'm not there yet. I am in my 40s, not 48. We hadn't even hit 45 yet. So we're not there yet. What do you think about Gibson suing DiMarzio for, some of these mega companies, they're lawsuit happy. They really are. And that's all I'll say about that. I think that some of these companies get lawsuit happy. Have you tried linking the AM4 to the VP4 via SPDIF? No. I bet it's awesome, though. Okay. That's probably going to do it. Is there anything else that I need to say? Chuck, is there anything else? $500 discount code on Woodshed. That's next year's event in August. You're going to love the lineup. Some serious horsepower in the lineup. Next August, Woodshed, $500 off. WoodshedGuitarExperience.com. T-shirts, transcriptions, digital tone packs, tablatures, vinyls, all the stuff that is typically sold and the stuff that I make in front of you. Be sold on andywoodmusic.com. If you like the channel, you want to see us move the ball forward, and you want to see bigger things happen, that's going to be patreon.com/andywoodmusic. And when you go over there, you're not just giving me money. There's about 600 lessons on Patreon. Every topic you can imagine. Alternate picking, delay settings, everything. It's a running group of amazing people. We have, some 2,000 people in there. It's an amazing group of people. And, there's as much sharing in the group as there is my contributions. And I think that's a beautiful thing. We have a private Discord server, which a lot of that sharing is allowed. And let me tell you about that. Some of you guys maybe not hip to that. Discord allows you to post your videos and stuff, and it's not out there in the world. So if you kind of working on something, but you're uneasy about it, but you want some feedback, we got the spot for you. It's amazing. It's a great hang. So also the live master classes happen there. That's on Zoom on patreon.com/AndyWoodMusic. Chuck has got the links rolling right there. There they are. Andy Wood backing tracks, Templar guitar. Yes, sir. And this week only, they're 20% off. So I got backing tracks to the Junktown record, backing tracks to the Charisma record. And I think, Chuck, if I'm not mistaken, we got some backing tracks to the Truth and Lie record as well. So there's a lot of goodies over there. And this was fun. I had a good time today. My video game friends, today is a big day. The Star Wars crossover, Renegades with Destiny 2 is big, but that's not big because it's big. That's big because your friend and mine, Eli Bishop, played violin on that glorious soundtrack. It's a Michael Salvatore soundtrack. Amazing. And Eli will be joining us at the Bijou. So, incredible day for Eli Bishop. Congrats, Eli. Love you, buddy. Can't wait to make some music with you on December 12th. There we go. That's it. That's going to do it. The end.